Hey, Motorman here with my tip of the week. You know, I never talked about this before, and what made me think of it is last week at the class I was demonstrating an exercise, leaning the bike over on the left side, and my kickstand spring broke. I always carry an extra kickstand spring. They're only about $10 from Harley Davidson. And what happens is when the bike leans over on the left side, the first thing that hits the ground is this tiny little spring that's mounted on the chassis. This goes from the chassis of the motorcycle to the kickstand. Every time you lean, it's a little bit too far. You scrape the bottom of this, and it's only about maybe less than 1/8 of an inch. And after a while, it starts to wear. When it wears too much, it breaks. When it breaks, that kickstand is just flopping. There's no way it can hold the motorcycle up. So you're either going to have to ride home and tie it up, or lay it over on the side and tie it up first and then cruise back home. But you're not going to be able to put the bike on the kickstand. You'll have to then lay it down on the ground again. So I'm going to get a close-up of this because I've got one here that's worn. I'm going to put it on the white seat so you can get a look at it. If you can zoom in on this camera guy, can you see that? It's actually worn flat. I replaced this before it broke, but the last one actually broke on me. It should be just like this. This is a brand new one. And a lot of people make a mistake when these breaks. They try to hook this onto the chassis and then extend this spring so it goes onto the kickstand. That is just about impossible to do. But there is, fortunately, a very easy way to do this. I'm going to move to the other side here. I'm going to show you this bolt right here. If you take this bolt out and this lock piece, the kickstand will go forward. You'll be able to hook it up easily, put the bolt back in, tighten it up, and then the kickstand works as it should. I call this a lock bolt. I'm not sure what it's actually called here, but it keeps the motorcycle from sliding off the kickstand. So you take this off while the bike is laying over on its side. You hook the spring up, put the bolt back in while it's still laying on its side, snug it up, and it works perfectly. This little thing, if you're stranded out on the road and this happens to break and you don't have a spare with you, you're totally screwed. I always carry one, and every one of the motorcycles I have, I've got 3 bikes, I carry an extra spring, about $10, well worth it. And make sure you have the proper wrench to get that single bolt off. You should always carry a toolkit as well. Till next week.